All right, what is up? We are going to jump into the preview of the race that probably won't happen today because of rain. But we'll run through the preview, and then we'll talk about whatever you all want to talk about. I can only guess. I can only guess. There's nothing really to talk about today. Anyway, so average finish is going to be Denny Hamlin at 4.0, Kevin Harvick at 4.3, Kyle Larson. This is in the last four races since 2020, by the way. So Denny Hamlin 4.0, Kevin Harvick 4.3, Kyle Larson 5.0, Martin Truex Jr. 5.5, Kurt Busch 8.0. The reason that's important is because Ross Chastain is qualified second, and he's driving essentially the same car that Kurt Busch was, with the exception of the 1 year at 23XI. Chase Elliott 8.8, Matt DiBenedetto 9.3. I don't know what we do with that information, but there it is. William Byron 10, and Ty Gibbs 10.0, Jimmy 5. Ryan Blaney at 12, and Joey Logano 12.5. I think those would be your top 10. If not, the next one down is going to be Darrell Wallace Jr. at 12.8 and Kyle Busch at 13.0. Now let's go to previous winners. And with 3 wins, has to be kind of your favorite pick here, Kevin Harvick. 1 win for Ryan Blaney. So lining up to be a bit of a Ford track. We know Michigan typically lines up to be a Ford track. The most top fives are between Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and Kevin Harvick in that span with three apiece, and then with 2 apiece is going to be Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, and Kyle Busch. Now let's go to laps led. And you're going to have a overwhelming favorite here in Kevin Harvick with 220 laps led. The next closest is Chase Elliott with 77. So you go from 220 to 77. Kevin Harvick definitely knows how to get around this place. Interesting here, though, is Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's numbers are pretty good here. So this could be the race where he sort of punches his ticket. If he's going to get the win to punch his ticket, this could be the race he does it. Kyle Larson next here with 70, 64 for Denny Hamlin, and then the rest are under 50. So let's go to basically if you combine all that and average it up. Obviously, Kevin Harvick is going to be your best there. The next best with all those things combined is going to be Denny Hamlin. Then you've got Kyle Larson. And like I said, Kurt Busch is interesting here because Ross Chastain driving basically his car. Then you've got Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney. So I like all those guys. And so let's jump over here to the Bet MGM. Kyle Larson is going to be at 850. Denny Hamlin is going to be at 850. Kyle Busch, 825. And let's see here, Kevin Harvick plus 1,300. So I like the Kevin Harvick there. Ryan Blaney 1,000. So all of those, they're getting good odds. If you want to go by practice times and stuff like that, William or qualifying, William Byron plus 700, Christopher Bell plus 725. So however you want to break it down. But like I said, I've said the 4 that I think your winner is going to come from. That being said, if you want to go with Brad Keselowski, you can never discount the hometown guy. Plus 1,700 for Brad Keselowski. And I don't know, I'm getting in this mode where I want to pick Brad Keselowski every single race because I feel like he's getting closer and closer. Average finish of 16.0, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 3 top 20s in the last 4 races there. He has a low finish 39 and a high finish of second. Does he punch his ticket today and get it done? That low finish 39 really bringing down his average. Of note, Ryan Blaney has a low finish of 38, so he's going to be feast or famine, but he also has a win. So Ryan Blaney also feast and famine in that particular deal. And if you want to see your qualifying order, it is Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Ty Gibbs, Chris Buescher. So there you go for the RFK guys. Keselowski probably does have the speed again today. Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, William Byron, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, and Chase Elliott round out your top 10. Bubba Wallace, Brad Keselowski, 11th and 12th. This could also be a Bubba track too. Every once in a while, these high speed tracks, the 2311 guys show up with a lot of raw speed, so you can never. They're always like a wild card. 2311 is always like a wild card to me. Him and Tyler Reddick, they're either really good or really bad. Sort of like Trackhouse. They're either really good or really bad. Let's see here. Robin Mark says, I'm sure glad there's nothing controversial to talk about in NASCAR this week. That's for sure. Y'all better be free speeching out here, says Bumblebee. Brickyard fantasy team today, all last names B and BB is an alternative. So appreciate you there, Brickyard. Roofer is going with BK all day. Hi, fellas, says Roofer. Say Kyle laughing at EB's joke there. Bumblebee's going with her picks of Keselowski, Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick, Michael McDowell, Corey LaJoy, and Joey Logano. I didn't look at Corey LaJoie's numbers. Not that they necessarily matter, but let's see what Kojo does here. Typically, pull up the right page. Yeah, not good. But if he's got speed, he's got speed. He has an average finish of 21 here. So with the equipment he's in, definitely not a bad pick. And obviously, you get good value from him, depending on your fantasy league or whatever. But yeah, I like all your picks there, Bumblebee. They're definitely all solid. William Wagaman said it's going to rain. I'll see you Monday. So William's going to see us on Monday. Some people are saying it's looking like Tuesday, so we'll have to see what goes on there. Roofer says, I said my piece about the whole Noah thing. What a Charlie Foxtrot, says Roofer. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to make it to the comment section on the video yet. I haven't really looked at it, but I've said my piece about it too. But if you guys want to talk about it here, we'll talk about it here as well. But I would like to get through the preview. I have the 19. I like that pick. The 22, like that one. Keselowski, I like that one. Hamlin, definitely good. Blaney, definitely good. Feast or famine there. And William Byron, good pick every week this season. Dev Finch, what's going on? What's up, Joshua Jenkins? Howdy from the Great White North. Go Ross, go, says Robin Marks. What's up, Robin Marks? What's up, Canada? Roofer saying what's up to Dev. Good video earlier today, says Napa Race fan. I appreciate it. I haven't looked at it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't looked at it because I hate making videos like that. And so I just haven't looked at it yet. Roofer, RFK back to back. It could be. It could be. And hopefully this time it's Brad Keselowski. I'm just pulling for him because I just like what he's done over there. Hopefully he gets a win pretty soon here. Let's go Byron, says Dustin Walker. I think William Byron is one that a lot of people are sleeping on. Let's go Josh Berry, says Brad Roberts. So Ty Gibbs is another one. I looked at Ty Gibbs' numbers. Ty Gibbs, and I know we're talking about Josh Berry here. Ty Gibbs' numbers here are pretty good. And I want to say Josh Berry. Does Josh Berry have a start here? Yeah, Josh Berry has a start here. He finished 26th, and I can't remember what car he was even driving. So Josh Berry 26th, but I did look at Ty Gibbs' numbers in the one or two races Ty Gibbs has had here, and his numbers are pretty good. So this could be the one race, and he finished 10th after starting 11th, and he qualified and had good speed in practice pretty well. So I wouldn't sleep on Ty Gibbs. This could be the day that he punches one and gets into the playoffs as well. So I wouldn't sleep on him by any stretch of the imagination. Kyle Larson won at 155 World of Outlaws last night. So there you go. Kyle Larson getting it done on the dirt like he likes to do. Juan Camillo says, hi, BB, just watched your Noah G video. Your point about South Park is good. A nothing made into something. Is this related to Toyota? So a lot of people think that it is related to Toyota. They think that this is just a way of forcing Noah out. Basically, just a way to force Noah out. A lot of people have made those connections because obviously they leaked the information that John Hunter Nemechek would be going to the 42 if Martin Truex Jr. didn't retire or came back next season. So a lot of people are saying because of that, they feel like Legacy, forced him out. I don't know. I don't have any proof of it, but definitely the timeline lines up to where you could make the argument for that particular theory. But I don't know. Al says, go Joey, go. So, Joey Logano definitely good here, too. Chase Elliott wins, says Joseph Wooten. Yeah, definitely good numbers for Chase Elliott here. And if it runs on a Monday, you got to throw Martin Truex Jr.'s name into the hat for sure. I have to cheer for Roush, too. I didn't know they were from Livonia, Michigan. I played a lot of Pee Wee hockey there and billeted there with family. So there you go. Let's see, Dustin Walker, Byron, 24, or the man from Byron, Michigan, that Jones boy. Yeah, so you can't count out Eric Jones either. He's definitely another home. You can never count out the hometown picks, so you can't discredit them. My picks can't be that terrible. I do have a 400-plus point lead in my fantasy league, so so there you go. I wish I had a season like that in fantasy. Mine are always close every year in fantasy. Football, racing, whatever. I don't do either one of them. I still do football, I guess I should say, but I don't do racing anymore. We definitely appreciate you giving the unbiased facts on things, BB. The Noah video was awesomely done. I appreciate it. I tried to really just stay out of everybody's opinion and just give, basically what is honest about that situation. with respecting both sides, and it's hard to do. I know this is unrelated, but I saw a short where Ethan Suplee explained how Earl got canceled. NBC ordered a renewal, but Fox Studio wanted more money for it. 2 weeks later, NBC axed it. Oh, there you go. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look that up. So I appreciate it. I always wondered exactly what happened. Escobar says, "Hi Kyle, I'm coming to you from Myrtle Beach today." Escobar, Myrtle Beach. I love that place. Really fun place down there. Used to have a really good racetrack and a NASCAR cafe pretty near it. Both of them are gone now, or at least in the process of being gone. Roofer says Ty Gibbs is sneaky fast here. Yeah, don't sleep on Ty Gibbs. He's definitely good here. I got the 19, the 24, the 5, and the 23 in my top 5, says Joshua Jenkins. Yep. I like all those picks. They all definitely have speed, and they're all good here. I don't think I changed anything there, Joshua. I like your picks. Suspended for liking a meme. We have gone off the deep end. Yeah. So, like, my thing with it is Denny Hamlin got sensitivity training for basically doing the same thing. I don't understand why there's a difference. It sets a bad precedent for NASCAR because, like I said, some people have said why it's problematic. I'm not going to get into that here. You can watch the video, but there's definitely different groups that because it wasn't the same penalty, those groups feel disrespected. Let's see here. ESG score, says Roofer. I mean, that's definitely, as far as corporations go, that's definitely part of it. Ty Gibbs, and I didn't put that in the video because I didn't want to explain what an ESG score was. I felt like the video was long enough as it was. Ty Gibbs got his first start at Michigan. He'll get his first win today. Brad gets another second place at his home track. Dark horses, either one of the 2311 guys, says Matt Hunter. Yeah, 2311, they usually show up with either a lot of speed or none at all. Gibbs is TRD. No way Noah was going to be driving a yo-yo, says John Mick. That's another good point, too. Ty Gibbs and the Gibbs family deeply rooted in the Toyota culture, and Noah Gragson not being or being Gibbs friendly, I guess I should say, definitely didn't help him out at all. I personally can't stand Ford or Roush, but seeing BK get his first RFK and home track win would be a hell of a storyline, says Kyle. Yeah, I agree. I'm all in for BK and RFK. Anytime a man gets as much ridicule for buying a team, and so many people saying it's not ever going to work, like I was just like, what are you guys talking about? Like, this is a former champion. Like, Brad Keselowski can still drive. So I just I don't know. He sort of became an underdog, and I started pulling for him from that aspect of it. Like I said, I pull for a good storyline whenever there is one. I got that Jones boy in the top 10 today. Go 43, says Joshua Jenkins. It's a good track for him typically. So hopefully he gets it done here. What are your thoughts on Truex returning in 2024? Will this be his last year? I say yes. 2024, I don't know, because he's just it's hard to get a read on him. I think as long as he's running good, he'll keep running. I think when he starts running bad, he'll go ahead and hang it up. That's just my thoughts on Martin Truex Jr. As long as it's fun for him. I'm not even going to say running good. As long as it's fun for him, I think he'll keep doing it. Noah's the same age as my kid. Noah needed guidance not to do something stupid. It's all about contacts and money. I can forgive my kid when he screws up, but these corporate guys are sharks, says Robin Marks. Yeah, that's pretty much a fair statement to make. They're making 20-something-year-olds the face of a corporate entity, and that's just a really hard position for a 20-something-year-old. And I'm not making excuses. Noah Gragson gave them the ammo, but it's a hard situation because I know how I was when I was 20. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing, like, right? So I had to F around and find out the hard way. That's typically how I learned all my lessons in my 20s. And that's what's happened, unfortunately, to Noah here. A different age with social media and stuff like that. So let's see. Struggling to find the humor and singing and dancing on a man's grave. It's dark humor. It's not for everybody. And I'm not saying it's funny. I'm just saying he thought it was funny, and he learned that if you're going to like risky stuff like that, there will be consequences for it. So if you're going to do it, you have to do it with either a burner account or just use better judgment and not do it at all. That's the two options you got in the world we live in. But yeah, dark humor is not to everybody's taste. I've worn a dark humor shirt on this before. It had Joseph Stalin on it. It said dark humor. It's not for it's like food. It's not for everybody. Some people didn't like that. So it is what it is. Say Kyle and Cal, I personally hope every company, Napa fan says, to make things even worse for Gragson, Truex signed with JGR for another year, and Nemechek won the Xfinity race yesterday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the icing on the cake could be, as far as Noah Gragson fans go, could be Ty Gibbs winning at Michigan here. So it could just be like a really like the terrible, horrible week from hell for Noah Gragson if that happened. I think it's already a terrible, horrible week from hell for Noah Gragson either way. Say, Kyle, I personally hope and definitely most likely Jordan Bianchi basically confirmed it before the Noah Gragson stuff even happened, that John Hunter Nemechek is going to be in that 42 next year. Say, Kyle, and they're not doing John Hunter Nemechek any favors, because I think a lot of Noah fans are going to pull against him just because he took the 42 for what it's worth. Say, Kyle, I personally hope every company that worries about an ESG score goes bankrupt. Like, just market your consumer base and let the chips fall where they may. I'm with you on that. I don't get the whole ESG score stuff. But that's over my head. I don't know why they chase it. Like, to me, if you run a company, you just try to make the best product and you market to your core audience, and then whatever audience that you're trying to get to try your product, you spend a little bit of extra money marketing toward them. But you always got to, to me, your core audience is what you should always be focused on, not an ESG score. But that's just me. They're business people. I'm not. Bumblebee says, Ty kind of proved yesterday he's still a child. LO got legitimately mad at John Hunter Nemechek for a racing incident. I guess he got Martinsville last year when he dumped his teammates. I guess he forgot Martinsville last year when he dumped his teammates. Yeah. So just in case you were wondering if Ty Gibbs still had that fire, he still got that fire. He still do as I say, not as I do. Very much do as I say, not as I do. Escobar, when did Noah actually like that meme? It was in May of this year. So the 2020 thing, I don't know where that's coming from. Other than, I don't know, can't even remember when that incident happened. Was it 2019 or 2020? Whenever that incident happened. So I think that's where the 2020 thing's coming from. Noah liked that particular post in May of 2023. So May of this year. That's when the actual post was liked. And it was unearthed by somebody on Twitter. It might have started off on Reddit, but then somebody on Twitter posted it. And the person that posted it on Twitter has gone private because apparently he's getting harassed, or she. I don't know who it was. They're getting harassed. Robin Marks, yes, I hope Brad wins. So I don't harass people online is what I was going for on that one. Yes, I hope Brad wins. Screw the doubters that never stick out their necks. Chicken Hawks. Brad is the old owner's driver. Says Robin Marks. Yeah, I like the confidence Brad had when he went over there too. I'm with you on that. I did Martin Truex Jr. sign yesterday, says Brickyard. Yeah, he definitely said he's coming back next season. I don't know if they've signed an actual contract yet, but yeah, he has announced he's coming back next season. Is it just me, or should Bass Pro give Martin Truex Jr. The boat as a career bonus? Says, hey, I'm with you on that. Dude has so much has done so much for Bass Pro. Just give him the boat already. I agree with you on that. Yes, he did. Brickyard says Bumblebee, talking about the re-upping of Truex's contract. I like Brad K. Since he was a driver for JRM. I think that's where a lot of people started liking Keselowski when he was driving the old GoDaddy car, I think is what it was for most of the time. I lost all respect for Richard Petty, Jimmy Johnson, LMC, and their sponsors, says Roofer. Well, I don't think, like I said, Richard Petty is just a consultant, so he doesn't make these decisions. You can, who is it, Maury Gallagher and Jimmy Johnson make the calls up there. So if you don't like what Legacy did, I would look at Jimmy Johnson and Maury as far as that goes. Denny Hamlin must have some compromising picture or someone in a NASCAR double standard every time. Well, he's a team owner, so I guess he has more sway. He's a bigger name, but yeah, it's definitely a huge double standard there. And until that is answered, I'm not going to stop talking about stuff like that when it happens. So that's a bad look from NASCAR's reaction on it. When you're in the public eye, be prepared to be burned by the spotlight, says Robin Marks. That's a fact. Not HD 4K video, says one. Yeah, I don't have 4K on. This is only a 1080p camera, and my internet's so bad it wouldn't matter what it is because it always looks like crap. According to all you guys, if you don't like dark humor, I would recommend not going into the EMT, law enforcement, fire, EMS, military, or any of that. Got to have a dark sense of humor just to cope with what you see, says Say Kyle. I think that's probably a pretty fair point for any high stress job like that. Gragson going to be in the 48 by 2025. Y'all watch, says Bumblebee. Bumblebee, the Bowman fan, predicting her man being out and Gragson being in. So that's a bold statement there. I like the confidence in it though. A lot of companies look at social media before they even hire you, so they don't like your post. You might not get hired, or you might be fired, says Philip Canavan. Yeah, so that's another aspect of it. If his sponsors, and I'm not saying his sponsors are the ones that are behind this at all, But if and once again, Noah put himself in this position, so I'm not saying behind it, but I'm talking about the suspension. Uh, if you're going to sponsor somebody, you got to do your due diligence as a sponsor if you're concerned about things like that as well. So part of that also falls on the sponsors if they have anything to do with the suspension. Just got here and cannot find the meme. The guy got Gragson in trouble. Just references to people in the meme. Hey Charlotte, good to see you. I posted a video about it earlier. So if you just watch the video, I put it in the video. Suspension pissed me off bad. I picked up a cap from his website yesterday. Says Sonny V. Yeah, and I was telling somebody else about this. I was like, they almost have made him like they've made some people that have never even heard of him start pulling for him. Like I saw, it gets political here, but I know the Hodge twins are right wing political people. They started talking about the Noah Gragson thing, which is kind of a bad thing because it's going to make it bigger if they keep talking about it. So it's going to make him he might end up getting Brandon Brown if everybody on the right wing starts defending him, right? So that could be a bad thing, but definitely it's going to make him popular among that crowd, and they might start buying some T-shirts and stuff like that too. The billionaire who started the ethical ESG score has lost half of his money. Stock is crashing, says Robin Marks. So there you go. Eric Sight, apparently ESG, according to I'm not a financial analyst, but yeah, if Robin Marks is saying that's true, then I believe it because Robin has not lied to us before. So the ESG stuff doesn't work. The biggest issue I have with the front stretch reporter going out of his way to try and ruin Noah's career, in my opinion, that's way worse behavior than anything Noah did. Yeah, I didn't even read the article. I just saw the way he posted it, and I was like, that guy is not doing this to cover sports. He is doing this to reinforce what he believes politically, so I didn't even bother reading it. But I know who you're talking about there. Brad Roberts, I would like to see Noah take over the 10 car if Eric Almirola retires. It could happen, but I think they're going to slide Zane Smith in there. If I had to guess, if I'm just guessing, I'm looking at the Ford drivers around, and either you slide, if you can't get Ryan Blaney, if you can't pull him away from Penske, you put Zane Smith in there. I think that's the move. Some people think it's going to be Michael McDowell, though, so I don't know. Charlotte says, who was not like Ty Gibbs and led by example instead of rules for me and not for thee? Jesus, that's who, says Charlotte Anders. So there you go. He gets us. Ty Gibbs got somebody on pit road. He got them on pit road because he spun them out. I forget who it was, but he spun somebody on pit road. Might have been Josh Perry. I don't know. I'm a Noah Gragson fan now, says Roofer. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes when people get in these situations like this and you got the corporate entities getting involved, it makes them sort of a folk or cult hero, whatever you want to call it. So I think a lot of people became Noah Gragson fans yesterday, sort of the Streisand effect. It had the opposite effect of what people were trying to do there. Matt Hunter, I'm all on board for the Roush resurgence as a former Mark Martin fan. I have Brad as my pick for Watkins Glen. He still needs a road course win on his resume. He was so close, and then there was oil on the track, and Marcus Ambrose got him. I think he would have had that one if there hadn't been oil on the track, but who knows? Imagine if Jesus had Ty Gibbs' level of arrogance due to who his family was. I don't know. That would definitely be a very dark religious story there. So I don't know. John Hunter Nemechek is, but you have to have a little bit of cockiness to be a race car driver. At least some of these guys do. John Hunter Nemechek is my new least favorite driver, says David Smith, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they're not doing John Hunter Nemechek any favors putting him in that 42 when they get rid of Noah. If all that comes to fruition and is true. Yeah. Let's see. I feel like Noah probably thought he liked that on a burner, regardless of what your 1A thoughts are. He, as a corporate back driver, you got to be aware of stuff. Can't imagine he hit like on his main. So say, Kyle, well, I can tell you from being on Instagram and following Noah, he is liked more than just that. That's that, and nothing quite as risky as that. But he's liked some risky stuff in the past, so it has definitely been on some people's radar. He does like stuff like that on his main, and there is another driver that likes every single thought account you can think of, and he may or may not have religious stuff on his hood. So that seems to be a contradiction as well. But I'll stay out of that because it's not my business. Let me say this, Bologna Burger. I like the stage winner and race winner. MTJ is coming back in 2024. He's my number 2 driver behind Kyle Rowdy Busch. So there you go. Martin Truex Jr. Definitely, I'm with you in between the lanes. I think he's going to have a strong season next year. I think he's going to have a strong season until he retires. I think he's going to be just like Kevin Harvick. NASCAR doesn't need any more controversy, says Napa Race fan. I agree. I'm so tired of talking about controversies. I'd love to just talk about something on the racetrack. I was shocked to see Noah's story on ESPN. Since when does ESPN care about NASCAR? When it trends, and that's what I'm saying. When stuff like this gets bigger, it's just going to make him more toxic to other companies that are going after ESG scores. So it's going to be even harder for him to find a sponsor. He's going to be in a tough spot for a little while. If you don't like dark humor, stay away from MD because that's 100% my style of comedy. I'm a trauma nurse with jokes, says Bumblebee. Brad Roberts, when it's something that'll cause division, they become huge fans. They like controversy. There's no doubt about it. They have nothing but, they used to have sports shows that analyzed and broke stuff down. Now they have nothing but debate shows that basically are controversy. I'm going to say this, Blunderberger IndyCar is racing the streets of Nashville, and IMSA is racing Road America. So there you go. You got some racing on today. If you want to watch it, appreciate you there in between the lanes. William Wagaman, here we go again. Yeah, agreed. Noah is probably going to get the Brandon Brown, Matty D, Jonathan Isaac, Orlando Magic treatment. You can't be political in a major sport league unless it's the correct party, says Say Kyle. That's so far that has proven to be true. They don't necessarily care if you give one view, but the other view they don't care for at all. That's just what we've seen so far. So it is what it is. I'm very conservative. Boycott LMC and their sponsors. So that's a lot of people saying our NASCAR is about to get Bud Lighted. So we'll see. Combating cancel culture with cancel culture. So I don't know about all that. Just an unfortunate story, and wish we were talking about something more positive, to be honest. Watching both flip into IMSA and IndyCar is on commercial. Makes me think Cup needs to return to Road America, and NASCAR's championship weekend could be in Nashville soon. Since IndyCar is doing it, I mean, Nashville's a pretty good city to have a race in. A lot of stuff to do there, tourist wise. I ain't boycotting anything. But I will say Legacy overreacted in the wrong way. Hashtag free Noah. Yeah, it's I just feel like it should have been the same penalty that Denny Hamlin got. I don't understand why it wasn't. That's my hang up on the whole deal. Legacy Motor Club can do what they want to. NASCAR can do what they want to, but NASCAR needs to do consistent things. From NASCAR's perspective, it needed to be consistent with what they did for Denny Hamlin. That's the part of it that from NASCAR's perspective that I don't understand. Gragson to the 31 for colleague. If LMC don't bring him back, says Joshua Jenkins. It would be, I would agree with you, except I think that they're going to put Austin Hill in that 31. Did you see John Hunter Nemechek win Xfinity Series race in Michigan? I didn't see it, but I've gotten the feedback. I didn't even see the highlights. I was doing other things yesterday. Man, I was working on late model race cars. Man, that KFB Keselowski Ambrose Watkins Glen finish has to be top 5 all-time finish. Amazing race. Oh, yeah. When the oil was on the track, say, Kyle, yeah, that was awesome. Harvick for the win, says Bruce Reed. He's definitely got the best numbers here. In between the lanes, Napa Racing fan. I'm doing the exact same thing. Everyone's saying he represents the company, but I think that's assuming a lot. I'd like to see Noah's contract where it says that he represents them off the track. I think Noah Gragson could have a lawsuit. It's all going to depend on what the contract says, but most of those contracts do say that you represent them off the track as well. I like it, EB48. I'm struggling to say what I want to say, says Stephen Roofer. I mean, you can say what you want to say. I might not read it if it's too rough, but you can say what you want to say. All opinions are welcome here. SRX race was a good one this week. Yeah, Kyle Busch goes back-to-back 2 in a row for Kyle Busch in SRX. Yo Mark, says Roofer. And Mark Barnum saying, what's up to Roofer? Harvick for the win. I agreed. I hope they fix the race for him. That's funny. I watch NASCAR to avoid politics. Same here. The corps and government play us against each other. Corporations and governments play us against each other. Go Ross, go. I am of the exact same opinion, Robin Marks. That's exactly how I feel about it. So that's why I stay out of politics, because it's all for show. It's all controlled by billionaires. I'm a Legacy Motor Club fan. I didn't agree with the suspension, maybe some sensitivity training, says Joshua Jenkins. Yeah, so that's what Denny Hamlin got, and that's why I don't understand. I don't understand why it wasn't the exact same penalty for essentially a very similar infraction. Smoke will get SVG to race for him, and will be in the 10 car, says Bruce Reed. So there you go. SVG's out there. Dev Finch, ESPN sucks now. They've definitely gone in a whole different direction than when they were getting sports Emmys. We'll put it that way. Kyle Rowdy Bush, 2 for 2 in SRX. Yep. I love dark jokes, says Dev Finch. NBC, following Rick Allen, was about to pee on himself to announce Noah's trouble yesterday. NASCAR's, I didn't even watch any of that, but a lot of people said they talked about it every 24 seconds. So I don't know. Apparently they talked about it a lot. NASCAR is going to NASCAR. Hey, there you go, Bumblebee. Somebody should make a t-shirt out of that. I can watch it on YouTube the next day. I'm just waiting for people to make the connection between LMC and RPM and bring it up. It's the same team that Bubba drove for. The same time of the garage incident. Streisand effect in full swing, says Eric Sipes. Roger Riggs, hey, BB, there's my 2 cents worth. NASCAR has got to stop the politics in racing. It's me, freedom of speech, freedom of thought, too woke for me. Folks are happy that the ladies lost the championship, says Roger Riggs. Yes, Mark, we can average... Yes, Mark, we average folks. Oh, you're talking about the soccer girls. I guess they lost. So there you go. I didn't even know that. William Wagaman, yes, we can average. We average folks cannot, says William Wagaman. Anthony Leach, what's up, man? Good to see you on here. SRX should have tried to stay on Saturday nights with CBS. Better time, 1 hour earlier, and better network equals better viewership. There you go. 100% Napa, says William Wagaman. Greg Van Alst has a truck ride for IRP, so 2 vans. Hey, there you go, Anthony Leach. Greg Van Alst, of course, won the ARCA race in Daytona. So good to see him getting some more opportunities. Unfortunately, he couldn't keep his ARCA streak going. He had some trouble over there and couldn't afford to keep going in ARCA. But good to see him in a truck ride, at least for the championship. Denny was insensitive to a group of people. Noah was insensitive to a political martyr. That's your difference, says Say Kyle. It could be the difference, but it's still the same. It's still the same deal. So it should have received the same penalty. But yeah, there's definitely layers of difference to it. You can also say that Denny made his own meme, and Noah Gragson just liked one. There's all kinds of layers you can add to it for sure. One was about one group of people. One was about another group of people. That's another difference in there. So all kinds of layers to stuff like that. Napa Racing fan, I can tell you from what I was reading on Twitter, the Asian community has asked the question, how come we don't get the same level of respect? So it is what it is. Or some people in the Asian community have said that, I should say. You've mentioned being a Ducks fan previously. Did you see Oregon is moving to the Big Ten in 2024? Rest in peace, Pac-12. Apparently, yeah. Apparently, the Pac-12 is done. So Big Ten versus SEC is what it's turned it. The playoffs have ruined college football. Noah, to the expansion of the playoffs, I should say. They're going to make sure they get Alabama and Notre Dame in the playoffs every year. That's what's happening here, in my opinion. Noah to it's a SHR, and I know you don't come here for football, so we'll move on. Noah to SHR. Harrison Burton moves down to Xfinity, replacing John Hunter Nemechek in the 20. Zane to the 21. I mean, that could happen too, but Zane Smith's coming either way, and I think Zane Smith is coming to that 10 without question. But if you think Harrison Burton's going there, that's definitely within the realm of possibility, especially this silly season. Politics is theater. It's all trash. I left a long comment on your last video. I think it sums it up, says Roofer. Yeah, like I said, I haven't looked at any of the stuff on the other video yet. Kind of dreading it. I hate talking about stuff like this. Legacy Motor Club needs the Bud Light target treatment, says Anthony Leach. So, yeah, a lot of people have pointed that out, that NASCAR could get Bud Lighted or targeted in this particular situation. They've left the door open for that to happen to them. Dirty Denny the Dork, Hamster, says William Wagaman. You betcha, Anthony Leach. So stupid. RJ, what's going on? Good to see you on here. Let's be real. If it's not the SEC, it doesn't matter. Says say Kyle, not Cal. So yeah, so far the SEC has dominated. Roger Riggs, exactly. A lot of them said I was crying over it when they're the ones who caused Noah to lose his ride. Says RJ, SEC's ad even says it just matters more. I'm a fan of the SEC team with LSU, but even I think that's dumb, says Napa Racing fan. Yeah, I don't know. Like they have these weird logos every year for the leagues. I'm an ACC guy because I pull for Duke, but I like Duke football traditionally had been terrible. They're not that bad now, but like I said, that's why I started pulling for Oregon. One of the first people I worked for was a Tennessee graduate, so I like Tennessee as well. So those are basically my three football teams I bounce around. I don't watch college football as much as I used to. I don't really watch the NFL until the playoffs start getting closer. But the other thing about this is that I didn't put in the video. Part of the reason this is a big deal, and it's going to be a big deal, is because there's this gap between when pro basketball ends and before pro football starts. And there's this summer doldrum where there's not a lot of great stories. And so when you get something like this, they're going to make it a bigger story because they need something to talk about because they're waiting for football to start, basically. So this is going to be a bigger story. That's what I was talking about with the timing. I just didn't explain myself in the video. This couldn't have happened at a worse time in every conceivable way for Noah Gragson, for this to come out. He did it in May. That's why I'm saying this couldn't happen at a worse time for him. So there you go. You bet you, Anthony Leach. So stupid, says Roofer. Afternoon all, says RJ. Let's be real. It's not the SAC. It doesn't matter. I read all those. Let's see. A football channel would be cool, says Brad Roberts. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can dedicate myself to football and racing. That would be a full-time job. You should do a football channel, says John Abraham. It would be a massive undertaking. Let's see. When is it ethical to cause someone to lose their job over a joke? So that's a fair question, RJ. I don't know. Like the joke, it might not be to some people's taste, but at the end of the day, it is a joke. I'm not defending the joke, but you get into a sticky situation. That being said, when you represent corporate entities, you got to know that you can't like stuff like that on your main account. You got to make a burner account. There's just so many layers to it. Iowa will suck this year. They are rebuilding. Same with Iowa State with Purdy in the NFL now, says Mark Barnum. Yeah, we're enjoying Purdy in the NFL. So I'm a 49ers fan in NFL. When they start talking about football, they forget about all the racing, pure and simple, says William Wagaman. Exactly. Let's see. William Wagaman. That's right, says Philip Canavan. Who reported Noah? There's one person on Twitter that's catching a lot of grief for it. I'm not gonna out somebody like that because I don't know. I don't feel right about targeting people like that. So not saying you would. I'm saying other people could see it. So I don't feel right about outing people like that. But it's on Twitter if you want to go look and find it. There is at least the person that they're blaming. As RCR said with Tyler Reddick, the timing of this could not be any worse with the Noah Gragson situation, says Napa Racing fan. I agree. No disrespect, but football is by far the most popular sport in the country. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. I'm just saying it would be a massive undertaking because it's so popular, I would have to then compete with other people that are doing that too. And it would be a learning curve for me to catch up to be as good as what they're doing. Let's see here. Eric Sipes, even Elon Musk essentially made a Noah Gragson rule on X, saying X will fund legal fees for users unfairly treated by employers for liking posts. This is getting out of hand and can only end badly. I don't disagree with that. It's an interesting situation, and it's also a really shitty situation. So it's interesting that somebody can be in trouble for this. It's common sense that he shouldn't have liked it. I'll just go ahead and say that. But he's also in his 20s. So sometimes in your 20s, you don't have that experience. So it's just an interesting situation. Can people start, firing you for things you do in your personal life? I see a bunch of stuff for media people who say, this is my account. Opinions here are my own. They don't represent whoever I work for. So I think this has been a hot button topic for an issue, and it's finally going to get put to the test with the Noah Gragson deal. And unfortunately for Noah, I think this is going to be really big, which is going to hurt him from getting sponsors in the short term. I don't know about long term and how all that plays out, but in the short term, it's going to hurt him from getting sponsors. So we're probably not going to see Noah next year, at least at the cup level. A bunch of SJWs who were stalking him online, says RJ. Yeah, that's a fact. And they've essentially, it was people that didn't like Noah, and they finally found something they could use. So it is what it is. Let's see. If your channel wasn't about NASCAR, what would you talk about on your channel in between the lanes? Probably a little bit of everything. Let's see. They need to find a hobby, says RJ. Yeah, like if you are literally just trying to get somebody canceled, like that's not a healthy lifestyle. I'll just go ahead and say that. Or if you're just literally living to hate on a celebrity or a driver or a sports athlete or something like that, that's not a healthy lifestyle. Wouldn't be wasted time on any ball sports. RJ says, in between the lanes, BB should create a variety channel to talk about any topic, really, like myself, says RJ. So there you go. People are pissed off. This has to be a top 5 bonehead move by NASCAR, says Reefer. Yeah, I would say the vast majority, even the people that disagree with Noah liking the meme, they're defending the fact that he has the right to like whatever he wants to. So that's what I find interesting about it. There's a lot of people that are pissed off that he got fired over liking a meme, even though they disagree with the meme and they hate the meme itself. So that's another thing I find interesting about this. A lot of people are defending it. So honestly, if EMP went off and sent us back to the Stone Age, the only thing I would miss is BB's live streams. I appreciate you, say Kyle. In my area, we only have one TV broadcaster that gives half a crap about local auto racing. Says William Wagaman. Both sides of politics is trash, says Dev Finch. I agree with you 100%. And they're paid for by the same people. Situations like this are why I completely stay off of Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm not going to call it X. I'm just going to keep calling it Twitter. Elite, not having a good morning, was planned on going to the race, but decided to stay home because of the rain. I'm so irritated right now. Still got IRP next Friday at least. I hope the damn rain can stay away. I hope it does too, man. It's unfortunate. It looks like it's, according to the weather right now, it looks like it's going to be Tuesday, possibly. So that's going to be, oh man, that's going to be really rough. But I hate it. I hate it that you didn't get to go watch the race, dude. RJ says, yep, I wouldn't mind seeing the FTC go after NASCAR. I feel bad for those people. That's crazy, says JFB. It's a live chat. We're supposed to talk about any and everything. Oh, yes, on the live chat, I do talk about any and everything. There's no doubt about that. I was just talking about the videos I make on my main channel. Yeah, you can talk about whatever you want to here. Eric Sipes, wouldn't it be cool to see Elon come after NASCAR? Maybe he would say screw it and buy them. The way this year is gone, I wouldn't put anything, and then you would have the people really melting down that it would become an electric series. So there would be so much drama to cover as far as that goes. Eric Sipes wouldn't it be cool? Oh, I just read that one. Jade, I can't say the last name, scores another win last night in the Outlaw car to make 4 wins this year. So, hey, so there you go. Jade getting it done over there on dirt. Stupid Roofer, Yo-Yo EP, I want to hear your take on this. You're going to unload, says Stupid Roofer. Steve Tyson, I like how you have Kyle Larson souvenirs in your background with the Noah Gragson subject post issue, kiddo. Come on, Baloney Burger, says Steve Tyson. Is this your first time on a live stream, dude? Is this your first time to the channel? That stuff has been up forever. What are you talking about? Watching the Music City Grand Prix, and it's interesting to say the least, says RJ. Eric Sipes, Brickyard Brickhead. I don't know. What does Kyle Larson have to do with this situation? Noah Gragson liked the post, so it is what it is. I don't know if he could afford that, and I'd be afraid to turn it all electric, says Eric Stipes. RJ saying what's up to Roofer. Steve Tyson saying no. If they keep 2 Richmond dates on the schedule, make it a doubleheader. Run Cup races on Saturday and Sunday, or maybe try Sunday afternoon and Monday night. Yeah, I don't know. Richmond's going to be interesting. That's the one that a lot of people want to lose a date for whatever reason. They don't like the racing there and stuff like that. So Richmond's going to be an interesting one to see how it plays out going forward. I think Bristol's going to lose a date to Nashville. So that's going to be one short track that trades for another short track. But Richmond is going to be the interesting one to see if they lose a date. And if they lose a date, where does it go? Stupid Roofer, grumpy RJ, LOL. So Roofer saying RJ is grumpy. Let's see. Noah is going to be lucky if he gets demo derby rides as William Wagner. Yeah, I agree. He's going to be very toxic to big corporate sponsors for a long time. Every track needs lights, says Elite. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Especially because of the weather. Like, it's a weather sensitive sport. So I agree with you. Bumblebee saying what's up to Elite. RJ, William Wagaman, Jimmy's proven how bad he is as a new team owner at the moment, says RJ. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who actually made that call. I don't know if they'll ever come out and say it, but it was either Maury or Jimmy Johnson. So I don't know. A lot of people don't like the call that was made. Hey Bumble says RJ Elite. I'm still waiting for them to build a dome over Daytona. Says Eric Sipes. So there you go. A dome over a racetrack. Maybe not even a full dome, but like a half dome, like they got at some of the super. You could do it at a short track. Obviously, couldn't do it at Daytona, but it would be pretty cool if they had a racetrack like that. I don't know. Bruce Garvey. Like every employer I've worked for, they tell you we don't block your freedom of speech, but if you don't follow our standards, we may discipline you for that. Tweet/email. Yeah, I mean, from the company's perspective, a company can do whatever it wants to do. Like they're trying to protect their sponsors coming in. They don't want to be toxic to sponsors, so they're basically throwing Noah out there and making Noah toxic to sponsors. So it is what it is. I don't think JJ had anything to do with it, says JFP. Elite says LOL. Napa Racing fan. My vote would be to replace the second Richmond date for Iowa. You don't lose a short track and one less date for Richmond. It's win-win for fans, I would think. Yeah, that would probably work out. I want to see Denny Rick Bubbles this week. They both suck, says Mark Barnum. Bumblebee, I hope you're doing okay. We're all mad at NASCAR and Legacy MC. There's definitely a lot of people mad on both sides of it. So, like I said, I'm not saying which one's right or wrong, but whatever you want to say about it, you are free to say it here. I like Richmond, but I'm for track variety and diversity on the schedule. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Aside from Daytona and Talladega, I'm not going to sit here and make an argument, and maybe Charlotte because they got two different types of tracks with the Roval. I'm not going to sit here and make an argument that tracks should have 2 dates. I'll be shocked if the race happens. If it does, I'm going to lose it. LOL, especially if Larson wins, because I could have seen my driver win in person. Says Elite. Yeah, I got so lucky, man. I can't believe he won at Martinsville. And I was actually, I can believe I was at Martinsville, but I can't believe he won at Martinsville. Not one of his stronger tracks, but I actually got to see Kyle Larson win. So that was like, man, that was super cool. I've seen Kyle Busch win. Now I need to see Kyle Sieg and Kyle Weatherman win. So hopefully if Weatherman or Sieg wins, I will be in attendance for those as well. If Okanichi was still an active track, I think it deserved a date since it is my home track. Well, Bill France was going to turn it into a super speedway eventually. Whatever the property was sitting there, he was going to make it a lot bigger than it was. London has a building that hosts Formula One, which will soon have the most of the track under the roof, says Brickyard Brickhead. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I'll have to look into that. It doesn't look good. Talking about for the weather, Formula E events, Brickyard Brickhead. I actually would go to a Formula E event. I want to check it out and just see what it's like. RJ, I'm not mad at anyone. Just think NASCAR should be more consistent. Yeah, because, I mean, Denny Hamlin, that's my only real issue with how NASCAR's handled it. Denny Hamlin essentially did something very similar, and he didn't get suspended. Noah Gragson does get suspended. It's a weird it's NASCAR being inconsistent as usual. It doesn't look good. Let's see. I hope Noah sues LMC into oblivion. I'm pissed, says Roofer. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard YouTuber BFM make a few distasteful jokes about Senior, but I don't think he should be banned or anything. That's what I'm saying. Like, as far as jokes go, it's when you start banning people over jokes, and this is going to get super political, but the first things to go in governments that are run by one entity are the pew-pews and the comedians. So if we're going to start policing jokes, you're getting into dangerous territory, and I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to go there. That's super dark. Not really what I wanted to come here and talk about today, but I understand. This is part of it. Elite, you lucky man, and it happens at Martinsville of all places. LOL. Yeah, like that. Like to me, I was never expecting him to win. Like I was watching. I saw William Byron wear him out there the year before in the early race, and I was like, man, it's like. I would love to see Kyle Larson win, and then he actually won one. I was like, that's so crazy. Ever seen Kyle Petty win a race in person, BB? I have. Rockingham in 91 or 92. I think it was 92. So, yeah, I saw him win in the Mellow Yellow car, number 42 Mellow Yellow car. I saw Kyle Petty win. So, yes, I have seen Kyle Petty win. Highlight of my Kansas races was seeing Junior hit the wall there. says Mark Barnum. Denny Hamburger said Brickyard 400 is returning next year. Have you heard anything? Just that a lot of people keep saying that it's going to go back to the Oval. So that's the big rumor. I think it's just one of those really badly kept secrets. So apparently it's going to be an Oval next year. Bumblebee NASCAR is facing a boycott amongst right-wing personalities like Charlie Kirk, the Hodge twins, Jack Posobiec, and others, says Anthony Leach. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, it happened at the worst possible time. Football's not on, and now people needed a story to talk about. This has the potential to be bad. So it might not be good. Which idea is better for 2024? For either one of them, might not be good for Noah, and it might not be good for NASCAR. Which idea is better for Richmond doubleheader, or replacing the second date at Iowa with the Olympics on NBC? The doubleheader would help the mandatory 2-week break. Yeah, and another thing is NASCAR needs more breaks in their schedule too. So eventually, they're just going to wear out their drivers with the schedule they've got right now. Let's see here. Owen Benjamin says, Stupid Roofer, tired of seeing Carson Hocevar wrecked at the beginning of these Xfinity races. F. John Hunter Nemechek says, Eric Harris. Anthony Leach, lovely. Owen Benjamin is a cult leader, says Jay. I don't even know who Owen Benjamin is, so we're way far from my knowledge of stuffs here. So Bumblebee, one guy claimed I was crying over Noah when he was defending Noah getting screwed over. Says RJ, Kyle Petty won Rockingham a lot. Yeah, Kyle Petty was pretty good at Rockingham for sure. I just want to hang out with you guys and talk about racing, says Roofer. Yep, me too. Doesn't everyone get the Cult of Dale Jr. podcast? No questions from YouTube, always late. Why bother? He's being sponsored by Xfinity. If David Land says the Brickyard 400 is coming back, it definitely will be, says Napa Racing Fan. So, yeah, I didn't even know David Land had said it too. So, there you go. He's pretty much on point with his stuff most of the time. Bumblebee 48, does that mean Kyle Petty is a rock, says RJ. Maybe, says Bumblebee. Rockingham was Kyle's best track. Yep, he was pretty good at Dover too, and he was pretty good at road courses before he broke his leg. Freak around and find out, says Stupid Racer, talking about NASCAR and Legacy Motor Club. Epileptic Bumblebee, maybe I should start calling Kyle Petty Rocky Man. Maybe Noah goes back to JRM, says Dev Finch. He might. I don't know. Bumblebee says, I got to go. I got to feed the kid and get ready to race. See y'all tonight, says Bumblebee. Anthony Leach says bye to Bumblebee. Removing the Clash at the Coliseum would help. It seems dumb to fly out to the West Coast for Daytona, then go back west again. Yeah, so that's one thing. They should group all the races on the West Coast together, including the Clash, and then maybe do Daytona after that. So that would make a lot more sense, in my opinion, too. They did something similar to that back in the day. They would start at Riverside, then they would race at Daytona. So Daytona hasn't always been the first race. By EB, says Mark Barnum. Take the second Richmond date and give it to Rockingham or Wilkesboro, says William Wagaman. Brandon Brown and Noah need to start their own team. Yeah, Brandon Brown's another one. Unfortunate political situation for him. Something he really had nothing to do with in the Brandon Brown situation. T-Van, that would be great. They unlikely are going to race today, just halfway, then get done. Says Jefferson Coaster. I don't know if they even are going to get it started. It's going to be interesting. Almost almost on lap 60 of 80 at Nashville, says RJ. How old were you when you saw Kyle Petty win? I started watching in 97 when I saw Kyle Petty win. Like 10 or 11, I think. It depends on what year he won. Let's see here. When I started watching racing, I was like 3 or 4, and I probably watched it before then. So let's see. Simple question: does Chase Elliott make the playoffs? I don't know if you saw the first part of this. This is going to be probably one of his better tracks because he's got a really good average finish. So this is going to be his chance to get a win. But I don't know. It's hard to say he won't make the playoffs. That team's pretty good, but he's got a significant points deficit. He's going to need some help. He's going to need one of those drivers in front of him to get in trouble. If Ty Gibbs wins, that's going to be that's really going to put him in a win or get in situation. He's basically in a win or get in situation. So I say it's still 50-50 though, because it's been a wild season. But 50-50, flip a coin. I would say no right now. Heck yeah, T Van says Stupid Roofer. Would love to see Rockingham return. A lot of people want to see Rockingham return. Rockingham going to host the All Star race next year, says Joshua Jenkins. That's the big rumor. Get rid of Road Course and add the Rock, says Perry Earl. What should I do with a bunch of shingles? Says RJ. Sonoma and asking Stupid Roofer. Sonoma, Vegas, and Phoenix, the West Coast swing. Says Mark Barnum. Why isn't the Rock considered as a date? Says Brickyard Brickhead. That's I don't know. I don't know why they got rid of it off the schedule to begin with. I couldn't go that far back and tell you. I say Elliott doesn't make it, but we'd be can't talk today. Napa Racing Fan says I would say Elliott doesn't make the playoffs, but wouldn't be surprised if he does. I'm almost 50-50 on it. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it too. I can't really call it one way or the other, but yeah, I'm 50-50 on it. But as of right now, I would say he doesn't, so I'm with you on that. What brand? RJ says Roofer. I feel like the rain is karma for NASCAR because of the Noah Gragson thing, says Anthony Leach. How many SQ says Roofer? How many square feet, I guess you got? Shingles, your own personal brand, says RJ. One thing is almost certain with Martin Truex Jr. returning, Legacy Motor Club switching to Toyota, and the cancellation of Noah. John Hunter Nemechek will be driving the 42. Just hoping Noah can find a ride before February, says Eric Sipes. It's going to be hard if especially if all these political people start running with the story. It's going to be really hard for Noah to find sponsorship. Don't mess with me, RJ, says Roofer. Mark Barnum, that flew over my head. I can remember the talk about Rockingham was closed because it was close to Charlotte. Oh, that could be part of it. And traffic was really bad. They've apparently fixed the traffic pattern according to some people that live down there that follow the channel. So I don't know. BB picked the top 5 finishers. I'll just cheap out and go with Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Chase Elliott. That's going to be my top 5. Outside chance of Ryan Blaney. YRB. Had to get 2 shots to prevent my shingles, says Brickyard Brickhead. They do not want Elliott in the championship. For the day, they want Denny Hamlin so he can win Popular Driver of the Year. Driver of the Year, says William Wagaman. NASCAR's practice and qualifying procedure in Cup is ridiculous, says Napa Racing Fan. Yeah, it is weird compared to how it used to be. I can remember the talk about Rockingham was closed because of Charlotte. Just read that one. Let's see. LOL, don't make me laugh. I'm in a grumpy mood, says Stephen Roofer. Why have 2 group practices when in the same time you could have a full field happy hour session, says Napa Racing Fan. I mean, I agree with that. 1 hour would be better than the way they've got it broken up now. Stupid Roofer's going with BK for the win here. Stupid Roofer, what does it mean when Jeff Dunham's golly. Super Roofer, does that mean you're Jeff Dunham's puppet Walter? Says RJ. Let's see. Harvick wins at Michigan. Good chance. He's got the best numbers here. Denny Hamlin whines more than a child, says RJ. I watched the E-Steps video on Berlin racetrack for SRX. It is a nice track. I was lucky if the porta potty were working at mine, says Bruce Garvey. Yeah, not all local short tracks are built the same. That's for sure. Green flag has been moved up to 2:30 for today. Weather is still looking iffy, so looking like it's going to be 2:30. So that's 30 minutes away. I'm going to read these last few, and then I'm going to jump off. It has been fun. I appreciate you guys as always. Let's see. If you were to pick a first-time winner from Michigan, who would it be? First-time winner overall, probably Ty Gibbs. The way they split groups makes no sense either. All HMS and Penske cars in Group A, JGR in 2311, Trackhouse in Group B, unfair and makes no sense. Yeah, it's always weird. Fords and Toyotas are going to be good. This is going to be like 2018 high speeds. Xfinity was 204 in a pack, maybe 209. Yeah, so it's definitely a fast track. Always has been. People need to toughen up. Everyone gets butthurt over a mistake. I hope Noah stays in Cup. Denny sucks, says Josh Strickland. Yeah, I mean, 20-something-year-olds are going to make mistakes. There's no doubt about it. Hopefully he learns from it and gets better. I guess I'm not cheering for Gragson, says John Ray. They got Josh Berry in the car. I didn't mention that either in the video. Perry Earl, thanks, BB. Appreciate you for watching, Perry. Rain tires at Michigan, slick experience. Yeah, it says Brickyard. Yeah, I don't know about. I don't think they're gonna break out the rain tires for this one. I sometimes think NASCAR likes to confuse its fans, especially for entertainment's sake. It could be Napa. I mean, could be. BK versus Ty Gibbs, says Roofer. Yeah, that could be a good one to watch. I would take. Oh man, that's a tough one. Golly, I'm going to take Brad Keselowski because I want to see him win. Nothing against Ty Gibbs. All right, that is the last one. I am going to jump out of here. Appreciate y'all for hanging out, and I will close the poll after I close out the stream. Traditions.